Hey there, friends. Good morning. We are about to get started. It is day 378, January 6th, I believe, and it is Kettlebell Swings Day. We're going to be doing some swings, we're going to be doing some squats, and we're going to be doing some rows or presses depending on how I feel and how I feel my shoulders doing. My name is Toby. I'm 40 years old and I train to live an active, self-sufficient and adventurous life. I do that by minding my sleep. Try to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night. Last night was 7 hours, was a good night. The night before was 8 hours, was also a good night. I mind what I eat. I try to eat within my energy balance. So around 22 to 2,500 calories in a day. Closer to 2,200 by the way, and about 120 to 150 grams of protein in a day to help meet my health and fitness goals, specifically my strength training goals, obviously. I do strength training, conditioning training, mobility training, and I try to spend time with people I love and care about, do things that I enjoy, and live a relatively stress-free life. Now, the reason I do this is because I want to feel fit, competent, and capable for whatever life's going to throw at me. At 40, life can throw a lot at you, at 30 as well, 20 as well. But I've learned that being physically fit and capable, and also mentally fit and capable, actually helps me deal with a lot of things that happen and occur in life. So it's one of the reasons why we're here. The other one is that I probably am going to, like you, probably am going to get older, but getting older is no guarantee for being healthier. So we have more lifespan, but we don't necessarily have more health span. It's also something that I intend to hopefully remedy with this training program. So I would like to grow older, but stay strong, fit, and capable in my 50s, in my 60s, in my 70s, and who knows, maybe into my 80s. And the only way to do that is to actually show up and do some training on a regular basis, which for me is 30 minutes every day, usually first thing in the morning. This is not about the way I look, this is about the way I feel. I just want to feel like I can go out on adventures. I want to feel like I can keep up with my family, with my kids. I want to feel like I can keep up with my social life, my career, and that's why we're here. Remember that we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So I'm going to hit the timer and we're going to get started. And when you drop by and you feel like saying anything, you go ahead and let me know in the chat. And we can say hello to each other. And we can have a conversation about health, fitness, or anything else related to kettlebelling that you might want to talk about with me this morning. I've been doing this for a while. I've been interested in health and fitness in the gym since I was 16 years old or 15 years old. I first started going, and I have been fit, I've been out of shape, I've been overweight, I've leaned myself out significantly before our wedding, and now we're at a place where I would just like to maintain the weight that I have, but stay fit and capable in life. And that's what we're working towards, steady level of strength and conditioning for that to be present in my life. Now, that comes from a couple of sources, right? Like I said before, an important part of my routine is how well I sleep, If you find yourself needing a nap in the afternoon and you can't explain why, it's got little to do with what you're eating or your general health and fitness. If the most likely cause of it hasn't been remedied, then the most likely cause is simply enough. Whether or not you have gotten your 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So you're having trouble focusing throughout the day. You're having trouble with impulse control throughout the day. One of the quickest remedies you can actually pick up on. We're doing a warming up, by the way. We're not doing anything special yet. We're just getting ready for the swings program. Just checking how the body is moving. So, getting sufficient sleep is one of those underrated keys to actually getting fit and healthy in life. And like I said, sometimes if you're having trouble sleeping, you might find yourself needing naps in the afternoon, getting very tired for a couple of hours there. And you really need to ask yourself, is it really that heavy lunch that you had? Or is it something slightly different that is getting to you? Because you are not sleeping well, and your body is telling you that it needs to rest and recover. And my money would be on that second one. So try to get better quality of sleep. How do you do that? Well, there are enough instruction videos out there, but I would start with why we sleep. First of all, as a book to read, just to get a good insight or foundation, some basic knowledge about the importance of sleep. And then, relatively simply, over time, work on better sleep hygiene as we get older and more dependent on good quality sleep. So sleep starts with the amount. If I want to be up at 5 and I want to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, that means that I need to be in bed anywhere between that I need to be in bed anywhere between 7 and 9 p.m., right? Because that's the only way that's going to happen. Now, you say, well, I have a social life, all right. You want to be up later, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., it's completely fine. The logic is still the same. The logic still that you take the time that you want to wake up and subtract 7.5, it's 9.5 hours from it. And here's why. Let me just give the swings a dry run. Now we're going to get started with the swings. This is still a warm-up. That's going fine, seems. All right, so what are we talking about? We're talking about doing swings. My Gladiator. Mr. Gladiator, thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you dropping by, saying hi. I cannot read that language, for which I'm sorry. If you want to put in a translation, I'd be happy to read it. But know that I'm glad that you dropped by and have said hello. And I hope that you're doing well where you are in the world today, friend. Today for swings, we're using 16 kilo. We're doing 10 sets of 6. Wednesday we're going to do 10 sets of 8. And then we're going to do 10 sets of 10. Friday, we're going to progress through the weeks till we get to 10 sets of 20. Every minute on minute. Then we're going to reset. So we're going to move on to 20 sets of 6. All the way through to 20 sets of 20 with the 16 kilo. Second set. There we go. Second set. Done. Working with the 16 kilo this morning. So back to the topic of sleep, right? So it's the time we go to bed that will help determine how much and how much quality of sleep we actually get. Then there are other factors like the stress we experience throughout the day, what we've eaten and drank throughout the day, whether we have children or not, whether we are able to keep a general rhythm or not. Third set, whether we're able to keep a general rhythm or not. Whether we have a comfortable bed, what the temperature is in our room, whether there's enough ventilation, whether it's quiet at night, how much light pollution there is, how dark it is in the room, what we do before we go to bed, what our head's full of. But those are details that we need to address once we've established a sleeping pattern and understand how much sleep we can or cannot actually fit in to our routine. And again, Mr. Gladiator, I appreciate the messages. Thanks a lot. I don't understand what you're saying, but I appreciate you dropping by into chat and saying hi. That was the fourth set, 6 more to go. It's nice to be using a kettlebell again after taking a couple of weeks of break over the holidays. And here we are, moving into 2025. It's going to be a good year, hopefully. So, sleep. One of the things, once we've established how many hours of sleep we intend to get, yeah, is establishing a bit of a wind down. Like I said, you want to take between 7.5 and 9.5 hours before you go to sleep. By the way, that was the 5th set. 5 more to go. 7.5 to 9.5 hours before. What's that extra half hour for? Well, if you want to get 7.5 hours of sleep, you don't fall asleep the moment your head hits the pillow. Would be nice, but generally there's a bit of a wind down involved. So those 30 minutes before you go to bed are crucially important to help you actually make sure you get a better quality of sleep. So that could involve the toilet, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, maybe washing off the day, mentally getting ready for bed. Some people like to meditate. I, brush my teeth, get ready for bed. And then I like to just lie down and read, and I usually read for 10 to 15 minutes. And while I'm reading, I usually notice how tired I am. And I get through 1, 2, 3 pages. And then I very steadily begin to doze off, put the book away, and I fall asleep. It's a signal my mind gives me that I've learned to cue into that says, okay, that's it. The day's done. It's time to get some shut-eye. And generally, we get between 7 and 9 hours if the kids also sleep through the night. So here's an important lesson for fathers, small children. All right, is that is that you shouldn't be too hard on yourself if you're not able and capable of getting a night of uninterrupted sleep. That's part of having kids as they're growing up. So what you want to do is you want to factor that in. And if possible, you go to bed earlier than when they go to bed, or when they go to bed, so that at least those first 2 or 3 hours that they're sleeping, you also get some sleep. And it's maybe a bit easier to get into a rhythm of sleeping. And I know People will say, well, but we're giving up so much of our quality time. And you need to make some trade-offs with yourself and also with your partner and have that conversation about sleep and how many nights of good sleep are important to you. But don't be too hard on yourself. 3 more sets to go. Don't be too hard on yourself when you trying to get sleep and you have baby little kids in the house and you just can't because it's the nature of the situation, right? We always talk about the responsibilities, commitments that we have that maybe get in the way of us doing all of the things that need doing for a healthy lifestyle. Well, being responsible for another life, making sure that it grows and does fine, is really important. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you are a father or mother if you're watching, and you're a woman and you are looking to improve your health and fitness and you're unable to sleep. Just write it out for a year. Be smart about how much you sleep. Try to catch up with it when you can. And at the same time, do the little things you can do to stay fit and healthy, but do them at a light intensity. Why would you do that at a light intensity? Well, when do we get stronger? Think about answering that question for yourself for a second. When do we get stronger? We get stronger when we're sleeping. Simple. So if we're not sleeping well, then we can punish our bodies with a very intense workout. The only thing that's going to happen is that we are going to wear ourselves out even quicker because we're not giving our body the time to recover and recuperate from the training we're putting it through. Okay? So when I talk about sleep, I'm not just talking about sleep as in sleep is important. We're taking a big step back. In fact, we're jumping up into outer space. And that was 10 sets of 6. We're going to jump into outer space, friend. And in outer space, we're going to look down at the scope of our life on this planet that's revolving there. And we're going to realize that we need to sleep in order to be able to do all of the cool things that we want to do on this planet, in this life that we have. And the only way to then look at sleep is as a part of the whole. So in those 24 hours that we call a day, those 7 to 9 hours that we are taking to rest enable a lot of the things that we want to do in the other 16 hours, right? So we're aiming for about a good 8 hours of sleep. If we can get 8 to 8.5 hours of solid sleep, we are in a very good spot. and rows. First set done, 4 more to go. So that's why this is important. Right? We need to have a good understanding of what it is that makes us healthy and fit. And it is sleep, it's nutrition, and it's movement. Now sleep, we can split up in when we're awake, when we're sleeping, and how well we're doing in terms of managing that cycle. Managing that cycle by minding what we eat, minding what we drink, minding how we stimulate ourselves, especially in the last 3 to 4 hours before bed. And then taking care of darkness, temperature, and simply the amount of time allotted to sleeping. Now again, there can be factors that are keeping you up at night. You have a lot of stress in your life, a lot of things on your mind. Then addressing those becomes key to developing better strategy for sleep altogether. This is not easy, and in some cases not simple, right? But in the long run, if you're having trouble sleeping because of worries, concerns, other things that are going on in life, it is our ability to look back, take a step back, and look at our life and understand how we can better organize We're going into the third set of this, by the way. Better organize our mental state to be conducive to good sleep. And sometimes that involves therapy. Sometimes it means changing our jobs, finding a new manager, a new leader. Sometimes it means moving house. That can mean a lot of different things, friend. But there is a path to better health. And it's a bit too simple to say, well, just sleep better, go to bed earlier. Well, why can't we? What's getting in the way? What do we need to make sure we actually can sleep better? And that is what we need to be addressing over time. For those of you watching, my name is Toby. I'm 40 years old, and I train to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. So, if that's something you're interested in, you can go check out my channel. I'm here every day, working on either my strength, my conditioning, or my mobility, talking about my life and the challenges I face in becoming fit, competent, and capable for whatever life throws at me. This is the fourth set of these. So yeah, this is about the way I feel, not about the way I look. And one of the reasons that I'm doing this is that I would like to stay healthier for longer in life. Getting old is no guarantee of being healthy. And there are some things that we can prevent. And there are also some things that we need to consider, that as we grow older, we grow somewhat weaker as we start to lose muscle mass. We start to lose the capacity of our heart and lungs. And what we want, of course, is to have as much strength and conditioning for as long as possible, so that we can be independent and self-sufficient for a longer time in our life. The final set, friends. And take a minute to breathe, and then we're going to be done for today. And 10 more squats, and we're good to go. So, this is where we are this morning, and I hope that was insightful and useful for you. You can let me know by hitting like, subscribing to the channel, letting me know what you think about your fitness and health, whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and how you're trying to get in shape and stay in shape without necessarily being a personal trainer yourself. And I know it's a topic that is simply on a lot of people's minds. And why wouldn't it be? There we go. And we are done. Speaking of another habit, I've gotten into the habit of adding a glass of water to my day right after my routine. All right, friends. So here we are. That was it. Thanks for dropping by, saying hi this morning. I appreciate you. In the chat, Mr. Gladiator. I'll have to figure out a way to translate what you wrote, but I appreciate you dropping by, saying hi. For those of you who are still watching, my name's Toby. I'm 40 years old. I train to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. I do this for my mind and my sleep. We talked about that a lot today. What I eat, try to eat within my energy balance. 120 to 150 grams of protein, strength training, conditioning training, mobility training. I'm here every day. If you're interested, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and we can continue this conversation about getting fit as we age and staying fit and healthy as we age, for all of the wonderful things life has to offer us, for us to explore. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate that. And I wish you a wonderful day, a good Monday, or a good Sunday night if you're sleeping. And remember, the only way to get anything done, friend, is by showing up and doing the work. So I will see you tomorrow. Take care.